Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be doing a bloody gory set. So if the thumbnail did not steer you away or you just clicked on it without even thinking, do note that there's gonna be lots of blood involved. But I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my base. For reference, I'm using the acrylic brush in a size 12 from Not Polish. It is one of my go-tos, and I feel like the size is perfect for beginner nail techs as well. Along with that, I'm using Nude Me. It is a beautiful pink flesh tone type of color, which was what I was looking for. It is also from Not Polish, and the quality is just amazing, and I felt like the color was just perfect for the vibe we're trying to go with. So do note that these nails, I used a pop-off method, so I will not be leaving them on myself. Therefore, I'm not building up the apex as I typically would. I just kind of wanted to share with you guys the process, and then we're gonna be focusing on the nail art for the rest of the video. So we are doing a basic acrylic application. I'm starting from the middle section down towards the tip, and then working my way back near the cuticle. Of course, if I were to be doing this set for myself and actually leaving it on myself, I would build up that apex so much higher because we need the strength for the length of nail that I am using. Now, these tips are my all-time favorite from Amazon. If you are new to my channel, I use a lot of Amazon products. One, because they're very affordable, and two, because the shipping is so fast if you have Amazon Prime. So these tips are my favorite. I will leave everything linked down below in the description box along with discount codes. Don't forget to save some money and support your girl in the process. But I am going in and using the pop-off method. I applied those tips, and now we're just simply applying that acrylic. Again, nice and thin. We are gonna be adding a bunch of stuff on top as well. So for some nails, you don't necessarily have to have it super built up because we're going to build it up with the nail art. And if you saw from the thumbnail, it is gonna be a good one. Now, if you are doing your own nails like I am here, make sure you stand up, stretch, release the tension that gets built up in your neck along with your hands, because I know your hand is cramping up. Mine definitely does, especially when I'm working on my pinky nail. I don't know what it is. The position just is not fun. Now, once everything is nice and dried, I'm gonna go ahead and file these nails. Again, the nails are specifically to show off the design, so I'm not doing an extensive amount of shaping and all that good stuff. We're gonna be layering a bunch of stuff, so I'm only focusing on the cuticle area, and then we're gonna be filing those sides as well. So for my cuticle area, I'm using the 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky. It is in medium grit in the color black. And I'm going to be using my Efile at a speed of about 10 to 11,000 RPMs. And I am simply making sure that it is nice and flush to my natural nail. For the looks of it, if you are doing this on a client or on yourself for long wear, definitely make sure you make it nice and flush so that you do not get any lifting. If you didn't know, a bulky cuticle area can cause lifting issues. So I'm gonna go in now with my Tammy Taylor peel and stick file, and I'm gonna be filing those sides. And I do file the surface of the nail just a smidge. But again, these are just for the design. I wanna make sure y'all understand that because I am skipping a few steps and y'all are probably gonna be like, what in the world, girl? But content purposes calls for cutting corners. So I'm just gonna go ahead and reshape these nails, make sure everything is nice and sharp. I went ahead and angled my file in just a smidge so that I can get a slight moon or U curve at the tip. I feel like it just looks so good when it's like super crispy like that. Now, if you are interested in doing the pop-off method and don't know how, I definitely show that in one of my previous videos. So definitely check that out to see the process of that. But when filing, you wanna be extra careful because sometimes they will pop off before you're even done doing your set. So I try to pre-shape my tips before I place them on my nail. And then right now I'm pretty much using the smallest amount of pressure because I do not want the nails to pop off. I have to be extra careful. One wrong move or one file too hard and then they're just gonna be off and then you're gonna be mad. You're gonna have to glue it on and then it's gonna be harder to take off. So definitely be extra careful when doing this process. I'm pretty much stabilizing the nail with whatever I can so that it doesn't wiggle back and forth because that wiggling motion will definitely loosen up that nail. Then I'm just quickly taking my E-file and filing the tip a smidge to get rid of the like white little shavings from the tip. And then I'm not even gonna buff them. I'm going straight in with a lint-free wipe and a little bit of Young Nail Swipe. At this point, if you're gonna be recreating this set, definitely go in with your top coat and then go in with the design. I completely forgot specifically for the blood splatter nails and I was pretty irritated afterwards. But again, these are just for show. If it was on a client or I actually wanted to wear them, I would definitely go in and actually fix that. So I'm gonna go in with the accent nail, which is the craziest one out of all. And we're gonna be doing some brain looking design. So I'm starting off with the same colored acrylic that I used for our base. And I am using my all-time favorite 3D brush. It is also from Amazon, and I'm gonna be using that to create our design. So when doing 3D nail art, I've mentioned it before, but if you have little to no experience with it, depending on the design, you either wanna pick up a very wet bead or you wanna pick up a super dry bead. The experience level that you are at also has a lot to do with it. So I'm pretty comfortable doing 3D nail art at this point. I've mastered my technique to where I kind of know exactly what I need to do. But for this type of design, because we are gonna be making indents and creating swirls and really molding that out and blending everything together so that it looks like one big thing, I want to make sure that my bead is extra wet. So you can see how as soon as I place it on there, it kind of starts going all over the place. And that is pretty much what I want so that it allows me to work with it, blend it together to the piece that I already placed on there. And as it starts drying, then you can go in and mold it out and start creating the shape that you want. So again, here, very wet bead, and I start to immediately blend it to the piece that I had already placed on there. And then we just start using that tip to kind of carve it out, move it into place. And you can see it is not that hard. Once you get that technique done, you should be good to go. I love how this nail ended up turning out and how easy it was to create when you have the good products that you're using and you have the technique down. So this brush, definitely by far my favorite 3D style of brush. I prefer the longer bristles versus the shorter ones. I just feel like it allows me to mold whatever design I want out better than if it was a shorter, thicker bristled one. So I kind of don't think I've used them on my channel before, but if you've seen what I'm talking about, definitely you will know exactly what I mean by shorter bristles. Now for our next nail, we're gonna be using these little accessories for our staples that we're gonna pretend to put on our nasty cut. So I'm taking some nippers, definitely use a wire cutter or something else. This will mess up your nippers, but these are old, so it was completely fine. I'm just cutting them in half so that I can have the side of the staple and it just fit nice and flush to the nail. So I'm going in with more of the acrylic and we're gonna be building up our little gash. It's gonna be a nice and crusty looking cut. So you pretty much can do whatever shape you want. I'm pretty much gonna do it near the top. As you can see, the drier the acrylic, the more texture you're gonna get, which is pretty much what you want. The acrylic from Not Polished definitely does blend itself out nicely. So the drier the bead, the more texture you're gonna get, and that is key. So here I was just kind of measuring it out to see if it was actually gonna fit perfectly, and it did. So now to attach it, after I created my base design, I'm gonna go in and add more acrylic, which is gonna allow me to add more texture to it. And since it's wet, I'm gonna wait a little bit for it to dry out, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my little staple. And I love how this is turning out. I think it's such an easy look. Be very careful with it, especially when it's really, really hot. Just taking tweezers and placing it on there. And I'm gonna do that a few more times going down that cut. The drier the acrylic is on there, the easier you're gonna be able to just stab it into place and it not move. The wetter the acrylic is, the harder it's gonna be to get it to stand up, so do note that. And now we're going to add a little bit more texture down towards the tip. You can do another little gash if you wanted to. I'm just adding a little bit of texture right there to make it look like it's another little cut, but nothing major. Next, we're gonna be taking these jelly polishes from Profiles Backstage. I'm taking the deep red, the rainbow red, and then the black one. Just to add some dimension, I'm taking the deep red color first because it gives more of a realistic blood vibe. And then in certain areas, I am gonna be darkening it up a little bit with the black. And I just have the other red as an option just in case I wanted to add some more bright blood type of look. But I'm pretty much just adding it into all of the creases for our brain nail. And then I'm gonna add that inside of our gash as well on the other nail. Super, super simple. I'm here just using the short liner from Veeda Bella. That's like my go-to nail art brush. It's like the perfect size for drawing and doing stuff like this. So easy peasy, we're just adding it in there. Make sure that you give it a nice little wiggle here and there so that it looks like the blood is just oozing out. And then we are going to cure in the light for a full 60 seconds. Now for this one, I'm gonna go in carefully and just place it underneath our staples. I decided to do this afterwards because I don't like layering on products on top of each other. So I went in first with the acrylic, the staples, and now the actual gel polish blood. And you can see I pretty much just flick my hand back and forth. Here I'm using our Oopsie brush and just kind of diluting some of the areas, just adding all kinds of little randomness, smudging some here and there to make it look a lot more realistic. And then I'm gonna start adding in some of the black as well to darken up that area. And I feel like it just helped create the look that I wanted. And then we're gonna be adding splatters on the pinky finger, the index finger, and our thumb. And I just love it. I ended up pressing my finger to get like a fingerprint type of effect. Didn't work as well as I wanted it to, but I still really loved the little kind of look that it gave. And now I'm drawing a tiny little hand print on my index finger. We got the little 5 fingers, the little palm, and then I'm going to just randomly splatter paint on the rest of it. And quick little side note, if you do not have jelly polishes and you want to recreate this type of look, definitely just get some red gel polish or gel paint and mix clear top coat, which would be like Gloss It from Not Polished or your favorite gel top coat. Mix it together until you get the opacity of your liking. Now we're going in with Gloss It from Not Polished and adding that as our top coat. I'm focusing on the ring finger being fully covered, and then the rest of the nails, I'm just adding it on the blood splatter. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a ton, and I'll see you guys next time.